So, Microsoft AI just dropped a bombshell. They've revealed their new in-house AI brains. And yes, I said brains, plural. For the very first time, they've actually built their own massive AI models from scratch, which is a huge deal. It's all part of their big mission to put a personal AI in everyone's hands. So let's dive in and break down what these new models are all about and, what this big shift really means for the future.
And this is the grand vision they're pushing, not just about making software smarter, but about creating a genuine AI companion that's, and this is their phrase, in the service of humanity. That's a pretty big promise, right? But see, to build a companion you can actually trust, one that's genuinely helpful, well, you kind of need to control the core tech. And that's exactly why this new announcement is so interesting.
But here's the thing about creating that perfect AI sidekick, one that has the right personality, is totally reliable, and actually knows what it's talking about. You just can't do that with off-the-shelf parts. Microsoft figured out that to really nail this vision, they had to get their hands dirty and build their own specialized models. And guess what? That's exactly what they've gone and done. So this is the big reveal. We're talking two brand new models built from the ground up entirely in-house. You can think of it like this. One is the voice, and the other one is the brain. Okay, let's meet the new players. First, you've got MAI-Voice-1. Its whole job is to generate speech that sounds natural and full of expression. Then there's MAI-1, and that's the heavy hitter, the new foundation model that's going to be the brains of the whole operation. Let's kick things off with the voice. Microsoft is really betting big that voice is the future of how we'll interact with AI. It just feels more natural, right? More human. And with MAI-Voice-1, they're taking a massive leap toward making that AI voice sound, well, almost indistinguishable from one of us. Okay, get ready for this, because this number is kinda nuts. We're talking about speed. MAI-Voice-1 can generate a full minute of high-quality audio in less than 1 second on a single GPU. That is an absolutely incredible leap forward in efficiency. Just wow. And that ridiculous speed, well, that's what makes this one of the most efficient speech systems on the planet right now. And hey, this isn't just some theory stuck in a lab. It's already out there in the wild, powering features inside Copilot, like their daily and podcast stuff. But what can you actually do with that kind of speed and quality? Well, think about some really cool dynamic stuff. Imagine asking an AI to create a unique choose-your-own-adventure story and having it narrated for you right there on the fly. Or maybe a personalized guided meditation that actually adapts to your feedback in real time. That's the kind of future this tech is building. All right, so we've got the voice. Now let's talk about the new brain, MAI-1. This is a big one because it's the very first foundation model that the Microsoft AI team has trained from start to finish, all on their own. Okay, so you're going to hear this pretty technical sounding term, mixture of experts model. What on earth does that mean? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a team of specialists. Instead of having one giant AI brain trying to know everything, you have a bunch of smaller expert models. Each one is a pro at a different thing, and they all work together to give you the best answer. It's a really smart, really efficient way to build an AI. So how do you train a brain this sophisticated? Well, you throw a staggering amount of power at it. Microsoft used 15,000 of NVIDIA's top-of-the-line H100 GPUs. That is a colossal amount of computing power, and it's a huge signal that they are dead serious about winning this race. So what's its purpose? When you boil it all down, MAI-1 is designed to be a super powerful and genuinely helpful assistant for all of us. Its specialty is understanding what you ask it to do, following your instructions, and giving you actually useful answers to all those everyday questions and tasks. Now, this whole thing brings up a really important question. You might be thinking, wait a minute, doesn't Microsoft have a massive partnership with OpenAI? They do. So why on earth would they go through all the trouble and, let's be honest, the incredible expense of building their own models? Let's just put it out there. Why do it yourself when you're already partnered with the best in the business? What is the strategic play here? It really all comes down to one word: control. When you build your own models, you can make them laser-focused for specific jobs instead of just using one big hammer for every single nail. It lets Microsoft act like a conductor of an orchestra, using their models, OpenAI's models, and open source models all together to get the best possible result for you. It's all about having maximum flexibility. And look, this is a super important point.
This is not about Microsoft replacing its partners. They've been very clear that they're going to keep using the best models from partners like OpenAI and from the open source world. Think of this as them adding more specialized, powerful tools to their already impressive toolbox.
So, with these two brand new models now out there being tested, you have to wonder, what does the future look like? Where is all of this headed? Microsoft is telling us loud and clear, this is just the beginning. They talk about spinning the flywheel, using these first models to learn and get better so they can build even more powerful ones. And with their next generation computer systems now up and running, things are only going to get faster. They're all in on this. You know, this whole journey brings us right back to that initial idea of a personal AI companion. As these systems get smarter and more human, the really interesting question actually lands back on us. If you could design your AI's personality, what would you want it to be? A witty sidekick? A wise mentor? Or maybe just a supportive friend? The choices we start to think about now are going to shape how we live with AI for a very, very long time.